Alright guys, so we're doing something a little different today, as you can see. So I'm gonna be giving my thoughts and my opinion on what I think would be the best cast for season 5 of Disventure Camp, and what I would have done differently and what I like about it. So starting with season 1, obviously we got Alec, Tom, Fiore, and Gabby, and I have these all listed in like a tier list maker like this, as you can see. So as you can tell, I have lists for all them best options, maybe, and then like and then like no's, and then obviously the hosts because they're not gonna be competitors. For season 1, as you can see, I have it the same. I do think they did a good job with this. I think these are the best to include. I think Ellie is a strong competitor as well that could have been included. But I think the addition of Gabby is a better choice because I feel like one of the two of them was a good choice, and already having Alec and Fiore, I feel like that was a good choice. Kind of a similar thing with Jake and Tom. I feel like Tom is at least like I feel like you had to include one of the two, and I feel like people definitely, as much as a lot of people like Jake, I feel like there's less hate overall, definitely towards Tom. Like I feel like everybody's just chill with Tom. At least I am. I like Tom. I think he's a solid character, so I'm happy with the choices they made. Um, if there was more, maybe I don't know if I would do anything different, but like with Dan over here, he was a character that like obviously he wasn't in All Stars, but he was like a solid competitor in his season. And I think that is somebody they could have included because it's not like an All Stars season. It is fans versus favorites, which I get. He's probably not a favorite because he never made it into All Stars. But I feel like he was a solid competitor that could have been interesting if they wanted to get more characters of the older generations back into it. Same thing with Ashley. I feel like she kind of lost her chance in All Stars. Like she didn't get the redemption arc I felt she deserved. And like Miriam and Gret kind of I feel already had their arcs, so it's like they're solid characters, but I feel like they didn't really need to come back. Um Lil Nick, Drew, and Will, I feel like we can all just agree that like they didn't they don't need to come back. They weren't that relevant, to be honest. They were just kind of Fiore fodder at the start. And yeah, but yeah, I think they made the right choices here. But after this, everything else, I pretty much changed completely for the most part. It's okay if you guys don't agree with me on these. By the way, this is just my opinion. I try to not let my opinion fully take over and just kind of give what I think would make the most sense compared to what they did. So for season 2, I kept Aiden the same. I believe the other three are different. Let's double check here. Yeah, Rosa, Lake, and Allie. Personally, Allie, I was fine with her in the first or the season 2. She was I preferred Tess, and I feel like a lot of people prefer Tess. And then in All Stars, Allie was so annoying, like unbearable. I don't know why she's back. I feel like it would make way more sense to bring back Tess, which is what I did. And then Rosa, this is kind of what they did with like Dan, I guess. So I guess it makes sense. I believe I put Rosa in the they're like maybe, yeah, maybe. I could see that, and I put Lake in maybe as well because I do see why they brought them back. Personally, for me, not up there for me. I feel like bringing back Hunter. Hunter was one of my favorite characters from the season, and he didn't. I don't remember where he placed in All Stars, but I don't remember him making it super far. And I felt like he was a really strong competitor on his season, honestly. And yeah, I just think he deserves to come back more than someone like Rosa because I feel like there was a good. I don't remember the reason behind her, but I feel like she had like a kid or something, and she decided to just like stay off of All Stars, and I feel like that would make more sense for this too. I feel like it just would have made more sense to bring Hunter. And then like if you guys are looking at this and like Rhea, why the hell are you bringing Rhea back? Okay, listen. At the end of All Stars, we got that cliffhanger with her getting that call from her sister, I think. And like we never know anything about Rhea again. Like did she learn her lesson? Did she change? I'm not saying Rhea has to make it far. I just want some some closure with Rhea's character arc to see if she okay, did she finally like learn her lesson? Like are we going to see some improvements? Like I think it would be cool if she started to turn her character around, but everybody was like had been fed up with her for so long. Like maybe some of the Disventure Camp 4 characters would try and defend her, but like the rest would just be like against her even though she's being a good person now, and then it's like some kind of early elimination. Something like that that would just like get us closure for her character, I think would be cool. because definitely don't want her to be the same as she has been. That is like been used enough, and I think that's why they didn't bring her back, I guess. Or maybe they just didn't know how they wanted to close out Rhea's character. I don't know. I put James in maybe because honestly, I mean he did win his season, but he wasn't my favorite, and we already got Aiden in there, so I feel like Aiden was just a better option of that pair. And then Yul, I don't know why I put him in maybe. Honestly, he's a dick, but he's kind of funny to have around a little bit, and it's funny when like everybody just bullies him. Yeah, and then Allie and Connor I put in I feel like Allie's just annoying, and she doesn't. I don't know why they're bringing her back. I don't know what more she has to offer, if I'm being honest. And Connor's like, I feel like he kind of had his arc. I mean, with Rhea coming back, I could see there being an argument to bring back Connor instead, but I feel like with the other three there, it's just better than that. And I kind of like to keep it an even number of boys and girls if possible. So, yeah, I mean, I could see an argument for it if things were set up differently, but I don't know. I just don't think it's. I think he's had kind of his time. Kai, Carol, and Maggie. I mean, Carol, I guess, could kind of have like a tiny bit of an argument if, not really. I don't know what I'm saying. She's kind of lame. I mean, and then Kai, Maggie. They, like, come on, nobody really cares that much about these characters. They didn't make it that far. Kind of same with the season one characters. And Oliver, he got like eliminated first, I believe, and he was basically not even a competitor anyway. He was kind of just on the staff. So yeah, that's just like a definite no there. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. I do think this would be like the best, but with what they did, I'm not a fan of what they did with that season. I think they blundered that a little there. Could have been done better. And now season 4 is also different. Personally, I forgot to say this at the start, but for season 4 having more characters, I think it would have made sense to have another character from season 4 or 2, and like I guess like maybe if they didn't make fans, like if they made one less fan and threw one more DC5 character in there. I guess they're doing fans versus favorites, so that wouldn't make sense. Or maybe like one less from another cast or something. I don't know. But sticking with the 444, this is what I have. Now, you guys might not agree with this, and I get that. And I kind of struggle with this one the most, to be honest, because one, we don't know who wins yet. That's why I put Logan and Jade both in maybe. Because honestly, originally, I would have thought before Anastasia was revealed to be in there that we would have had Logan, but it was revealed to be Anastasia, and I believe that is the only one I kept the same. Because with their Benji, Spencer, Natalia, and Anastasia, I don't agree with that. I don't like it, if I'm being honest. Um, I mean, I could see two of the four, like maybe Anastasia and then another one of the two, or something like that. But I just don't like the polls there, if I'm being honest. I don't think there's enough diversity in it. I don't know. I'll explain more. But let's just go start with the no's. Alicio, Diego, Amelie, and Ivy. I feel like Amelie kind of already had her chance to come back and stuff, and I feel like we've gotten enough of her character for my liking anyway. You guys know I don't like Amelie, so that's a bit of my bias coming in there. But I still don't think she's a great pick for this. Alicio was the first boot. You know, he had his kind of little arc, but I don't think it would make sense to bring him in another season. Diego kind of has arc with Spencer already. They're not bringing him back anyway. I don't think anybody was like, oh, I wanted Diego back. And Ivy became, you know, she's okay now, but she's kind of annoying. And I feel like of the trio, she is the least likely to come back here. And that's why I have her down there. And actually, of their trio, I have two in there. And I was debating between Benji and Tristan. So I think those could go either way there. I think maybe Benji actually, now that I'm talking about this, I think Benji over Tristan would be better just because I have Zayd in there, because you know we want as much diversity in the groups as possible to make new dynamics within the season. In my opinion, would be best. And then for the as like Richard, Ted, Linda, Natalia, and Marissa. Some of you are probably surprised I put Ted at N. But if we're being real, after, you know, about like a couple episodes after the battle back, you know, you kind of realize, okay, you think about it, Ted had potential to be more, but they used his character in a very different way to just be kind of comedic relief, and he wasn't what I had hoped he was going to be. So he doesn't really make sense to come back unless they wanted to do something different with him and then maybe bring back him and Linda. That could have been something interesting. Richard, I liked a lot. He is one of my favorite characters, but I don't see it making sense for him to bring back in one of these seasons, especially since I feel like he's more of like a middle character than like a favorite. Natalia, okay, apparently, I don't know why that was a one that they wanted to bring back, if I'm being honest. I mean, Natalia is a solid character. I just feel like there was much better options, but I don't know. That might just be my opinion, and it is. I mean, I don't know. Marissa, I feel like Honestly, I feel like there could be an argument to bring Marissa over Anastasia just for some diversity. If Anastasia made it to the final two, I would say definitely Marissa over Anastasia. As weird as that sounds, I feel like that makes sense. I hope you guys know what I'm saying there. Then I already went over Tristan's situation. Spencer is in the season, and I don't think that's terrible. I can see where they want to bring Spencer back, especially since Jade's not going to be in it. But yeah, I could see maybe Spencer over Zayd, but I feel like Zayd was actually a solid character that, and his elimination was kind of unfortunate. And I feel like Zayd could get a bit of redemption. It's weird. He was kind of like a character I just didn't expect to win, just kind of expected to go middle of the road, kind of like Richard, but had some more development towards the end. I feel like he was trying to be a good strategist. He was an honest player, and I think he deserves redemption, especially since none of the trio, I believe, yeah, nobody from the trio, the Zayd, Ivy, Tristan trio is in there, and I think Zayd would be the best option there. Plus, we need like a guy in there too. Benji's good choice. Another thing though, Benji and Hannah are kind of friends, so I could see why you wouldn't. If so, maybe instead of Hannah, you do Isabel. I could see that, but I do like Hannah. Hannah's like my favorite character, and I think I mean, she did say in her exit interview she wouldn't come back, but then she's like, well, maybe. And I think it would be cool if she did come back. But if you guys want to say like Isabel instead of Hannah for the interaction between her and Fiore, I totally get that. I think that could be just as good as this. And then Anastasia, got third place. I feel like towards the end of the season, Anastasia's like reign of terror kind of got overshadowed by Jade just all of a sudden being the better player, which I mean is fair. She was doing really good all season. It was just kind of more under the radar. And then I feel like they kind of just made that the highlight and kind of forgot about Anastasia and just they made it so obvious Anastasia was not going to make it to the final two. It was I don't know. I wish that was something they did a little better because it felt like she was so important for so long just to all of a sudden drop off. So I give either putting her in this season, maybe give her a bit of redemption. We'll see. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. I get that this is all opinion based. Everybody's gonna want different characters in this. Who knows? Maybe you guys want it to be Ivy, Amelie, um, I don't know, Marissa and Alicio for some reason or something like that. It's like, okay, I don't get that at all, but you do you. I'm not going to judge whatever you guys want to have in like whatever you guys would prefer. I think these are relatively the most fair and like equal and like I feel like they could bring about more new connections and stuff and more dynamics throughout the season. So I tried to be as unbiased as possible when ranking these, but yeah, let me know what you guys think about my ranking and what you think about the actual cast we are going to see in this season. I am looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to the season 2 remake. I will be watching that, and yeah, the Disventure Camp final comes out in just a couple days here. I look forward to watching that, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.